G'day and welcome to the Waystones mod, a very useful mod that you'll see in a majority of mod packs in Forge purely because it is a great way to transport yourself around a Minecraft world, linking yourself to various people's bases, locations, and various other very useful bits and bobs, and especially in a game as large as Minecraft that gets forever bigger when you add more mods. The base concept of the Waystones mod is this thing here, the Waystone. The Waystone allows you to teleport between various locations where other Waystones have been found and activated. In the early game, the only way you'll get access to Waystones is via villages. Villagers will spawn with a Waystone at random, but here's a cool thing. If you do want to claim these Waystones for yourself and move them to a better location, you can come up with a pickaxe and break it. Breaking so will get yourself the Waystone that you just had. You'll have to place it down again and reactivate it. In order to use a Waystone, it requires experience cost. This, of course, scales with the distance and dimension that you go through between Waystones. Of course, this can be edited in the config settings, but by default, it scales like this. For a Waystone that's just in the Nether dimension over there is roughly 27 experience points. A Waystone that's around 1,000 blocks away is about 9 experience points. It's usually on the low cost side and you won't need an immense amount of experience points to use Waystones, but you still need some form of experience points. Once you progress far enough into the game, you'll be able to create these items here, return scrolls and warp scrolls. Return scrolls are a cheap recipe requiring 3 pieces of paper, 2 golden nuggets and an ink sac. When you craft a return scroll, you'll gain 3 of them. And return scrolls will automatically bind themselves to the closest Waystone available. As you can see currently, this Waystone here is called Yi. If we look at what this is bound to, as you can see, it's currently bound to Yi. But if we, let's say, jump into the Nether Dimensions Waystone, as you can see, the closest one is now the Nether. And so on and so forth. If we hop down to the Village's Waystone, again, it's bound to that one, as the return scroll will always be bound to the closest Waystone. So let's say you're deep underground in the middle of a massive mining session and you can't find your way back home once you're done, you can just simply consume one of these by holding right click. It will then teleport you to the closest Waystone, consuming one of your return scrolls. If you're willing to make use of an ender pearl here, you can add 2 more golden nuggets and an ender pearl to the recipe to create 3 warp scrolls instead. These are very similar to return scrolls, they're one-time uses, but rather than being bound to the closest Waystone, instead it brings up a menu for select destinations to go to various different Waystones. But here's a fun fact, if you decide that you don't want to teleport using the Waystone scroll, the warp scroll, you can just ask out and it won't consume the scroll. Very useful. Once you get far enough into the game, you'll be able to craft an extraordinarily useful item called the Warpstone. The Warpstone requires 4 ender pearls, 4 amethyst shards, as well as an emerald. This can be used 128 times, has durability you can possibly repair, and so on and so forth, basically replacing your warp scrolls. But you see, there is an additional fun that comes with these Warpstones. Not only are they a form of portable warping abilities that is semi-permanent, they are also the basis of the crafting recipes for actual Waystones. As you can see here, in order to craft yourself a Waystone, you require Warpstone, 3 stone bricks, and 3 obsidian. But here's the fun thing, you can use bricks of various different varieties. If we look over here, let's say we want to make a mossy one. You can either add vines around normal Waystone or use mossy stone bricks. For a sandy Waystone, you use chisel stone bricks. Deep slate, again, deep slate, etc., etc., allowing you to have various different customizations. Let's say you want to make one that you'll leave in the end dimension. You can use endstone bricks to create one that matches the environment. Taking a Waystone out and placing it down, it'll give you this menu here, asking you to give it a name. We're going to give it 3. In creative mode, you can adjust how a Waystone is used. So visible upon activation will require the player to first make it to the Waystone in order to add it to their collection of Waystones. Hence the reason why you can use Silk Touch in order to collect these Waystones, so you can keep the Waystone activated for the people who've already seen it. But you can also, let's say for a Waystone that is at important locations that you want everyone to have access to, in creative mode, you can click this button to switch to visible to everyone. So no matter what, no matter if they've never been to the location before, never made use of the Waystone, this Waystone will always be on their destination selector. But let's say you want people to be able to teleport away from a location but not be able to teleport back easily. There just becomes this thing here called a Portstone. It is effectively the same as a Waystone, except for the fact that it won't be something you can't teleport to it. It is something you can use to teleport away, of course, infinite uses outside of experience points. Pretty useful. One part of the crafting recipe you probably noticed here is that it requires white dye up in the corners to create this version here, and also polished andesite rather than obsidian. It's a little cheaper to create, but that's not really much to the point here. But that's because with the Waystones mod, you can create separate networks by using dyes to color your Waystones. And that requires the use of Sharestones. These Sharestones allow you to teleport to any other Sharestone of the same color. As you can see, this is an orange Sharestone. If we right click on it, there's only one other location. Let's go to it. As you can see, it's an orange Sharestone. It does not show up any of the other locations that are available via the normal Waystones. Again, the crafting recipe is very similar to the normal Waystone, except for moving these bricks up a thing and then adding some dye here to colorize it. And then the same thing rolls with the Portstone. Just replace the white dye with the dye of your choice, and it does the exact same thing as a usual Portstone, but only to that network of Waystones. That's the basics of Waystones, but there is some more complicated shenanigans that you can get yourself involved in. Let's roll over to this chest here, where we have ourselves some simple recipes. If you use an ender pearl and an amethyst shard, you can create yourself 4 pieces of warp dust. If you take 2 pieces of warp dust and a flint, you create yourself a dormant shard. If you combo that dormant shard with another 4 warp dust and 4 stone bricks, you create yourself a warp plate. Warp plates are effectively pressure plates that are Waystones. They only link to ones that you choose to link it to. So let's place this one down here. As you can see, if you give it a few moments, it pops out this shard here, called an attunement shard. This is the shard that is attuned to this warp plate. So if we go place down another warp plate, it will pop out its attunement shard. And so we want to place that attunement shard in the previous warp plate. So if we step on this warp plate, with the attunement shard, it'll teleport us to the warp plate that shard came from. And of course we put this back here, vice versa. But hey, what if you want multiple warp plates to go to a singular warp plate? That will require you to create more attunement shards. Well, here's a simple solution here. Right click on your warp plate, click on the modifiers thing here, and then put 4 warp dusts on your modifiers and place in a dormant shard. It will then create yourself another attuned shard to the same warp pad, allowing you to make multiple of these shards to have multiple different warp pads linking back to a singular warp pad. But this gets even more deeper. Not only does this allow you to do travel by just standing on a pressure plate, this also works with mobs. So place the zombie here, give it a few moments, it'll teleport to the other warp plate. But what makes it even better is this works cross-dimension. If we go over here for a moment, and I'll place down this warp plate here, grab its attuned shard here, go back through, and then place it on that warp plate, give it a few moments, push the zombie off, we'll put the new zombie on here, and boom, he's gone. Where is he gone? He's gone into the nether dimension where this warp plate leads, and now we can leave him here. Ultimately, a very useful way to teleport mobs around, making villages easy to move around, and various other shenanigans you'll do with moving mobs around. Makes it very, very simple. But these warp plaids do even more things. You see, grabbing this one back out again, making ourselves a new attunement shard. As you can see, there are 4 auxiliary slots here. Now, so far, all I've shown you is how to make more attuned shards using these slots. But with the use of these items here, you can create some pretty interesting shenanigans. So let's grab Blaze Powder for example. Blaze Powder, when placed in the attunement shard here, will set the user on fire for 1 second. This is stackable. So we could either, that's 1 second of fire, or we have 64 seconds of fire. If we place down a warp stone here, and we just put this attunement shard in here, and then we make use of it as a survival player, as you can see, we have now been set on fire by the warp pad, and this will last 60 seconds, effectively killing me. But that's not all. If you were to, let's say, grab diamonds and add it to the modifiers, this will now increase the potency of all other modifiers. Diamonds, you can only have 4 diamonds in the auxiliary slots, and that's all the effect will actually do, but it's very interesting to say the least. Poisonous potatoes will give poison to the user of the warp pad for a second. Inkstack will blind the user temporarily, 1 second per item. The Wither Rose will apply the withering effect. Feathers will give feather falling to the person for a few seconds. Magma Cream will give fire resistance for 1 second. Milk Buckets will remove all negative effects currently on that player. And of course, Diamonds will increase the potency of all other slots, but this can only be stacked up to 4. There are other items you can also create that allow you to just have random teleportation shenanigans. I'm not going to go in detail here because they're a lot more complicated. If you want to know more about that side of shenanigans, you can just look at the Waystones wiki. And also, if you right-click an Attuned shard back into the warp plate to come from, it'll immediately pop out. So don't worry about accidentally having a warp pad go to itself. It won't let you. But that is the Waystones mod. Hopefully I've answered all the questions you might have had about how this mod functions. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like down below and share it to your friends. It might be useful for them too. And if you thought I did good, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But I'll see you in the next mod video. Bye bye.